Zhao Lusi's car crashed. Her affectation angered the public, and the audience shouted, "Stop pretending." When scripted tears meet sharp-eyed viewers, Zhao Lusi's variety show Fallout unmasks the entertainment industry. Zhao Lusi's recent controversy on a variety show has done more than just spark online debate. It has torn off the final veil hiding the entertainment industry's over-reliance on artificial personas. What was intended as an emotional, tearful moment carefully crafted for the camera instead collided head-on with a public that is no longer buying into polished, performative vulnerability. Audiences today are more discerning than ever. They're not seeking glossy narratives dressed up as healing journeys, they crave authenticity, raw, imperfect, and undeniably real. The era when celebrities could rely on waxed-over facades is fading fast. Now, viewers demand emotional transparency that feels as genuine as it is unfiltered. Zhao's stumble isn't just personal, it signals a wider reckoning for the industry. Manufactured relatability is no longer enough. Being down-to-earth can't be rehearsed in front of a mirror, it has to come from lived experience. In a landscape where digital intimacy often replaces real connection, audiences can sniff out pretense in a heartbeat. The takeaway for stars and studios alike. Personas can be branded and marketed, but sincerity cannot be faked. Rather than choreographing moments of realness, it's time for celebrities to ground themselves in actual authenticity. The public isn't asking for perfection, they're asking for truth, even if it comes with flaws, stumbles, and contradictions. Zhao Lusi's incident is more than a PR mishap, it's a mirror held up to an industry at a crossroads. If the entertainment world wants to reclaim trust, it must step off the pedestal and plant its feet firmly on honest ground. A stir in the spotlight, Zhao Lusi and the variety show that sparked a storm recently. An intriguing incident in the Chinese entertainment world has captured public attention. Actress Zhao Lusi appeared on a reality show titled A Tiny Bit of Courage, and what was meant to be a heartwarming performance turned into a media whirlwind. What happened on screen, and more importantly, how audiences responded, has raised pressing questions about authenticity, celebrity image, and the fine line between performance and pretense in today's entertainment industry. When reality feels scripted, Zhao Lusi's variety show sparks debate over authenticity in entertainment. It's a long story, but one that many everyday viewers can relate to, watching celebrities on TV and feeling genuinely puzzled by what they see. The controversy begins with the premise of a new variety show titled A Tiny Bit of Courage. Marketed as a heartwarming reality program, the show promised to take celebrities into rural areas for a healing, down-to-earth experience, an opportunity to escape the spotlight, reconnect with simplicity, and reset emotionally. On paper, it sounded like a breath of fresh air. But when the show aired, audiences quickly realized something felt off. Instead of unscripted moments and raw interactions, what viewers saw resembled a carefully staged production. The cameras rolled 24/7, but every segment felt curated to a fault. One day, the stars were shown bonding with left-behind children. The next, they were paying symbolic visits to traditional craftsmen, inheritors of fading cultural heritage. Each episode unfolded like a well-rehearsed stage play rather than a genuine dive into rural life. What was billed as healing started to feel hollow. And that's when questions began to bubble up. Not just about Zhao Lusi's teary moments on screen, but about the broader state of entertainment today. Can something called reality TV still be real when every frame is choreographed? Take Zhao Lusi's behavior in several key moments from the show. For example, in one scene, she meets a young girl from a remote mountain village. Seeing the girl's graduation photo, Zhao remarks that it reminds her of her own childhood. She then proceeds to show the girl glamorous, professionally taken selfies from her phone, complete with rhinestone-studded casing. While perhaps intended as a sweet gesture, the moment struck many viewers as tone-deaf. After all, this was a child who likely had limited access to smartphones, let alone exposure to airbrushed celebrity portraits. The contrast was jarring, and instead of building connection, the scene highlighted the very divide the show claimed to bridge. But it didn't stop there. In another segment, Zhao was tasked with visiting an elderly artisan in the village, a man whose hands were visibly calloused from years of traditional craftsmanship. Perhaps trying to raise a meaningful question about the future of endangered cultural practices, Zhao instead blurted out, "Isn't it kind of selfish of you not to pass this on?" That one line sent social media into a frenzy. What was likely meant to be a probing question came across as blunt, dismissive, and deeply out of touch. Netizens criticized the comment as insensitive, especially given the elder's clear dedication to preserving his craft in silence and solitude. In both moments, Zhao Lusi's attempts to connect appeared to backfire, triggering a wave of public reflection on how celebrity empathy can sometimes come across as performative, or worse, patronizing. Even though the show's post-production team later edited the controversial subtitle, "Today's online audiences are nothing if not meticulous." Within hours, slow-motion replays and lip-reading analyses were making the rounds on social media, dissecting every syllable. Then came an even more delicate topic, family background. At one point in the show, Zhao Lusi shared that her parents had never shown favoritism toward her. It seemed like a harmless, even heartwarming attempt to depict a balanced family dynamic. But in the age of internet sleuths, nothing stays surface level. Netizens quickly dug up details about her affluent upbringing, her father's business ventures, her mother's luxury jewelry collection, and the tone of her comments shifted in public perception. What sounded like modest honesty to some came off as tone-deaf to others. Still, to be fair, not all the backlash was warranted. Take the much-discussed sewing machine incident, for example. While some initially dismissed it as a show prop, later confirmations reveal that Zhao had indeed purchased it herself, independent of the production crew. Similarly, in the widely circulated clip of her showing selfies to the village girl, the full footage paints a softer picture. She wasn't flaunting her looks, instead, she was praising the child's beauty and even giving tips on how to pose for a nice photo. These nuances, though often lost in the speed of viral outrage, remind us that not every misstep is a scandal, and not every gesture is fake. But they also underscore the delicate tightrope celebrities walk when trying to appear relatable in a world that is anything but equal. Unfortunately, these nuances were drowned out by the noise of controversy. Today's viewers are sharper than ever. They're not against celebrities showing vulnerability, they're just tired of vulnerability that feels performed. It's like watching a neighbor post about insomnia every night, then turn around and share clubbing photos at dawn. Naturally, people start to question what's real and what's just for show. Zhao Lusi's occasional blank stares and sudden tears, paired with the show's overly sentimental background music, only amplify that sense of artificiality. Instead of drawing empathy, it triggered a backlash, a gut reaction to being emotionally manipulated. Industry insiders reveal that most celebrity variety show appearances now come with tightly controlled contracts. Production teams are expected to engineer enough dramatic conflict to keep ratings high, while celebrity management teams are focused on exposure and brand safety. The result? A patchwork of conflicting agendas, part the drama, part PR campaign, part reality, and often, none of them convincing in the end. What audiences want isn't perfection or pain, they want sincerity. If the industry continues to package stars like characters in a scripted tale, it risks losing the very thing that makes entertainment compelling, the ability to connect on a human level. Zhao Lusi's stumble is just one spark in a much larger fire. And perhaps it's time for the spotlight to shift, from the tears that are shown, to the truths that are hidden. She's a bit like buying live fish at the market, only to have the seller stage an elaborate leap through the Dragon Gate performance before you take it home. It's flashy, sure. But when it comes time to make soup, something about the freshness just feels off. This incident is more than a PR blunder, it's a mirror reflecting a deeper dysfunction within the entertainment industry. Celebrities are spinning like tops, booked from one shoot to another, often too exhausted to breathe. But their agencies keep pushing, chasing visibility, engagement, and curated personas. Zhao Lusi's misstep, at its core, wasn't just about a poorly received show moment. It was the result of a team trying to juggle too many goals, maintain exposure, build a healing image, and resonate emotionally with the audience. In the end, they missed the mark on all fronts. It's not unlike a regular person looking for a job, hoping for high pay and no overtime. Nice idea, but real life rarely works that way. What makes this story especially compelling, though, is the audience reaction. Instead of simply criticizing or blindly defending, Netizens have become cultural commentators in their own right, dissecting, debating, and drawing larger conclusions about authenticity, class, and emotional labor in celebrity culture. Some argue that celebrities, earning astronomical sums, should be able to handle a bit of hardship. Others worry about the growing cruelty of online pile-ons. But look at it from another angle, it's not really about Zhao Lusi as an individual. It's about public fatigue with an entertainment industry addicted to having it both ways. It's like watching the same drama trope over and over, another domineering CEO falling in love with a quirky underdog. Eventually, even loyal viewers reach for the remote now. Some more level-headed voices are beginning to reflect, are we being too harsh on celebrities? After all, they're human too. Off days, awkward moments, emotional blips, it's all part of being alive. But on the flip side, when you're paid millions and live under a spotlight, extra scrutiny comes with the territory. It's like dining at a viral Michelin-priced restaurant. The moment you see the bill, you expect a Michelin experience. And if the soup's cold or the service off-key, you're going to speak up. This incident, more than anything, is a wake-up call for the entertainment world. The audience can't be easily fooled anymore. The old formula, glamour with a dash of fake humility, is losing its flavor. What people crave now isn't polished personas or tear-streaked monologues. They want reality with all its cracks, awkward silences, and unfiltered emotion. And if the industry can serve that up, it might just find its audience switching channels for good. The old formula, scripted reality shows and tearful performances aimed at winning sympathy, just doesn't work anymore. Audiences today crave authenticity, even if it comes with flaws and awkward moments. It's like shopping for vegetables at the market. More people would rather buy organic greens with a few wormholes than ones that look perfect but are coated in artificial wax. Realness, with all its imperfections, is the new luxury. As for solutions, perhaps the industry need look no further than the previous generation of actors. When veterans like Chen Daoming or Zhou Sun hit creative slumps, they didn't fake their way through a healing arc on screen, they simply disappeared from the public eye. A year, sometimes two. And when they returned, they came back as masters of their craft, not media products in crisis control mode. Today's young celebrities, bound tightly by the logic of constant visibility, rarely get that chance to pause. The pressure to stay relevant, to feed the content machine, to always be on, has eroded the time needed to grow. It's like farming. If you keep rushing the harvest and over-fertilizing the soil, eventually, the land hardens and nothing thrives. Maybe it's time for the entertainment world to let its fields rest, so that when something does grow again, it's worth watching. The production side isn't off the hook either. Instead of obsessing over scripted conflict, they do better to focus on capturing genuine, unscripted moments. Real human interaction, messy, awkward, spontaneous, is far more compelling than anything written in a storyboard. It's like visiting a neighbor's house. No one starts the conversation by reciting lines. The most moving moments often aren't the carefully choreographed heartwarming scenes, but the accidental smiles, the quiet pauses, the unfiltered connection. Now that the dust has settled, it's clear that what needs re-evaluation is not just one celebrity's behavior, but the system as a whole. Streaming platforms demand clicks. Brands demand exposure. Talent agencies demand visibility. And in the end, all that pressure rolls downhill, straight onto the shoulders of the celebrity standing under the spotlight. Zhao Lusi stumbling through the show, too tired to keep walking, wasn't just a personal low, it was a snapshot of the entire entertainment machine. Like a foreman at a construction site pushing exhausted workers to meet deadlines, the industry keeps pushing, even when the signs of burnout are painfully clear. It's not that viewers are heartless. What they reject is the performance, not the person. If the show had simply documented her genuine experience in the countryside, even if she struggled with farm chores, even if conversations with villagers were awkward and full of silences, it might have won hearts. Because authenticity, even in its clumsy, unpolished form, is far more endearing than a flawless illusion. It's like watching your own kid try to cook. Maybe they burn the rice or spill the soup, but their effort, their sincerity, it warms you more than any perfect meal ever could. At the end of the day, the entertainment industry doesn't just need a rebrand. It needs a reset. It needs to let go of its obsession with instant returns, viral moments, and artificially engineered healing arcs. Because the audience has evolved. And if the industry doesn't catch up, it risks losing the one thing that matters most. Trust. Audiences have long moved past the era of idolizing stars on pedestals. What people want now are real, breathing human beings, not polished facades. If Zhao Lusi takes this moment to step back, recharge, and return with a grounded, quality performance, she just might stage a successful comeback. As the saying goes, real gold will shine eventually, but only if you first become gold yourself. This whole saga offers a vivid lesson to every celebrity in the spotlight. The audience sees more clearly than ever. Personas can be crafted, but sincerity can't be faked. You can't force resonance. It either rings true, or it doesn't. Instead of forcing a smile for the cameras, maybe it's time to invest in real growth behind the scenes. Because in this industry, the ones who endure aren't the best at putting on a show, they're the ones with something real to show. And we, the ordinary viewers, will be watching, not for the next big drama, but to see which star has the patience, humility, and heart to truly shine.